This is not at all how I thought today was going to go. Watch this, my hose dances. Okay, that's enough of that. Sorry, gotta be weird by myself. Gotta keep myself not lonely. We got some stuff thrown on the walls, kind of make everything look a little more shoppy, homey. Got this box of earth roamer parts I got to do right quick, and then we're going to get into the Jeep, put it up in the air, organize all the parts, and really figure out where we need to start. That's what we're doing in this video. We're gonna kind of just get acquainted to this new shop. We're gonna start working here. I'm pretty excited. Everything, I got some tarp hung up on the wall there so the hydro dipping doesn't get all over the nice white wall. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I went and bought casters at Lowe's and I welded them to my bar stool that I've been prepping on for years now. And now that it can roll back and forth and I've experienced it, I think it should increase productivity by approximately -5% because I will be pretending to be a fish in the shop instead of sanding. Judge my ghetto rigging less and judge the functionality more. That is beautiful. I'm just gonna start ripping into this thing, and when I run out of time, I run out of time. I have to, oh, this room is cold. All these parts in here are primed and I have to wet sand a bunch of them and then paint them and dip them today, so I do not have all the time in the world. Basically, this oil pan underneath, a lot of these are 2 pieces and this one is not. So what that means is I have to remove this whole subframe because that oil pan goes forward to that leaf spring looking thing. So I have to drop basically everything. So I called a buddy last night and what we were talking about is basically this is the room that we have for a water to air intercooler, and he told me the smallest dimensions of the one he can get, and it's gonna be pretty miraculous to fit it in here. So what we're gonna do, if you notice, the intake is reversed. So what we're thinking in our heads is we're gonna cut this, put a hard 90 on it, send it right through here. Since all of the wiring is out of this, we have a lot of room in here to fix something like that. So turbo boost pipe would come in through here, and then intercooler would be right about in here, and then we'd shoot it right through there to the intake manifold. And this will be nice because previously we were gonna do a turbo setup in the rear, and I was gonna run the intercooler pipe right next to me, and I didn't like that in case boom boom happens and it smacks me in the face. With this, there's enough like rigidity right here and up here, we could build a little, almost like a mini firewall for the intercooler setup. Not that it, nothing's gonna be bad, the water's not gonna get super hot, nothing like that, but just for peace of mind. He has Holley in stock, which is cool because I've heard that Holley's a little backed up. And then he has a whole water to air intercooler kit. Gave me a price for both of those, so I need about a week and a half to get that money. We can order that and get that here. Do need a little bit of fuel line. Guys, if you didn't watch any of these videos, I ended up using a fair amount of it for the bug. This is all dash 10, and then the dash 12 stick that I had is the drain for the turbo. So got to order a little bit more fuel line, but I think I can get that locally. This thing is massive. I think I have all the fittings that I need. We have injectors, we have new fuel rails right there, so I'm gonna lay it all out, just make sure we're good there. And we'll just see where we are, and basically the plan is to get an official game plan. The plan is to get a plan. I didn't have to help other people and I wasn't a decent human being, all this stuff would get done a lot faster. I have to go pick up a freaking like semi truck or some nonsense. So I got to do that and then we'll get back to the Jeep. Okay, this is full pedal to the floor. Everything she got. Everything she got. And it's empty. And it tops out at 65. Very disappointed. The approaching lane merges. Let's see if I can beat this little Toyota. Oh, shoot. Go! No! No, he has a lead on us. Ah! Why you so? You better get out of my way. I'm going to squish you like a little bug. They do not respect the truck. This thing is so unbelievably bouncy. What in the world? Whatever idiot did the oil change before was clearly really strong. That's me. Wow. Yo está muy importante. They say muscles in Spanish. Fuerte. Fuerte is strong. Yo está muy fuerte. Ah! Oh, not bad. Good job, Corvette. That was brilliant. You provided just enough space for me. This oil has seen approximately 3 miles, so I'm really glad we're draining it because it was probably shot. Oh, chubby baby. While we're here, one thing I do need to do, if you guys don't remember me making this manifold, I do need to make some supports. We are going to use that hole there to run a support. We just want to basically secure it to the head to take the weight of this and just hold it up a little bit. So we will need to do that. Control arms, shocks, off, bueno. So I think all that's left is just all these big monsters underneath that are holding up the entire structure of the front. That's where we're at. Just a really quick update for the 5 minutes of work that you just watched. So here we go. So at this point, I forgot to update you. The oil pan is off, and I wasn't a huge fan of the color of the oil and some of the debris that was inside the oil pan. And so what you're about to now watch is my paranoia. That looks hot. So that was not planned at all. So down here in this here oil pan, just look kind of like milky and dirty, kind of weird. And you can see there's a ton of little pieces of debris. Dennis had a good point. He was saying when we did the heads like a year ago, probably some of the random debris got in there, and that's probably what most of that is. There wasn't a whole lot of, there was like 2 pieces of metal that I found. Okay, so the other thing we got to do, so these head studs on here were a gift, and I'm very appreciative for the gift. But they are, how do I say nicely? They are not the best. They're not the best. 2, 3 of them actually stripped, the threads literally stripped right off of the actual stud. So while it's out, we're gonna pull the heads off again. I'm gonna buy ARPs, do that again. With this being the way it is, we can flip it upside down, take all that off, take a look at the bearings, see how it looks. And then one of these cylinder walls got a little bit of rust in it, so I kind of want to revisit that. And then I was recommended by the guy that we're getting Holly from to do a upgraded oil pump and check the timing chain. So we're gonna do all that. Also, as you heard, this looks pretty like it got some abuse, and the other side of that does as well. All I've ever done with this car while it's been running is I will start it. I did a burnout in the shop, and then I painted it, and then I started it, and then I did a burnout out of the shop, and then a burnout up the street. And previously to that, we took it to Bandamere and I tore it up. So I don't know what clutch that is, but while it's all out, it'd be kind of a good time to do that. All for a freaking $10 oil return bung on that stupid thing. Voila. Also, it'd be a lot easier. That oil pan's a pain in the butt to take out. It'd be a lot easier to put it on with the motor out of the car. And it was relatively painless to take it out because all this just unbolts and it just slid right out. We just had to take the steering rack off and a couple other little things up here. But other than that, it was a cakewalk. So we'll tear into this, make sure the cylinder walls look good, get some ARP head studs, new head gaskets. This will also be a good time to make those supports I was talking about for the turbo. Look how thick that is. We can clean all that crap out, get this kind of nice, get all the rust, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So that's, that was not the plan, but here it is, voila, it's out of the car. So we'll look over that. If that motor is bad, my shop neighbor Greg just got a hold of a low mileage 6.0. So we'll tear into that and see what it looks like. I made him an offer for that motor plus some cash. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously that'd be better than a 5.3, but we don't really need the 6.0. So if this motor's good, I'm gonna save $500, put that towards everything else. I am officially out of time. I have to dip all this stuff in here. Look at how freaking bright it is in here. I added 2 more lights as you previously saw, so it looks great. So I got to do that. The tank is heated up. It's late and run behind, but we got the motor out today, so that was exciting. Ben, where did he put those? He did some, he got some wheels for the Miata cart that some slicks fit on. So he got these all prepped. They were a really beautiful green color. And so he got those all stripped, so I'm gonna prime those tomorrow. We're gonna do the same graphic that is on it now. So we're gonna do the same blue with that same graphic, and they'll go on the rear, obviously. And then Ben has, we talked a lot about what we got to do this. So if you guys are into the Miata content, get ready because there's plenty coming on that. This is a beautiful working space. It was very comfortable, and I'm very happy with it. And I pulled my first motor out of a Corvette. Kinda. All right, dudes, I gotta get to work. Here's a video of the Colorado doing a donut in front of the shop. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, bye.